Does it frighten you? Religious symbols sort of repel us so violently?
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Fair enough. I know you didn't kill this woman. I will leave... You would have been much more discreet rather than rile things up, surely. I will leave you be.
Thank you, my lady. I hope to see you again soon.
Dr. Tippets and Dr. Brannigan... Oh, Nurse Brannigan, rather. They're having a chat. Could have been them that were arguing, but I think it's going to be more likely it's going to be Pippa and Milton arguing about getting away. Pippa!
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about recent events.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Everybody's afraid. Death has always been a frequent visitor. But murder? How can we cope with that?
As a nurse at this hospital, it is your duty to deal with these things as best you can.
Yeah. Until it's my turn to have blood
Yeah.
spread all over the walls. I entered the room first, Dr. Reed. I've seen what that monster did to the woman.
I mean, she's completely right to be afraid for her safety. I would be. How's the situation here now? How are people coping?
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
I'm not going to tell her to get a grip. I don't see how that could help. I'll leave you be.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Thinking about it, maybe it wasn't Pippa and Milton. I was kind of thinking through the lens...
I know that Pembroke will prevail and survive this epidemic.
I was thinking through the lens of... Oh, Nurse Brannigan. Do you need any help with that? Rather, I was thinking through the lens of like Pippa and Milton arguing about the danger they were in. But that can't be the case because the attack wouldn't have happened yet. Brannigan.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about recent events?
What can you tell me about the recent events in the hospital?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No, I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Where is... That is Miss Jones's body outside now, isn't it?
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Oh, then... Oh, well, Lady Ashby was stood over that body as if it was... hers. Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but... well, maybe it was him.
I think if he's only just turned, he might be as scared as everyone else. Nothing else I can ask you. I will leave you be.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
I'd offer to help clean up the blood, but I think I'm needed elsewhere. Right, I've still got my reflection. That's a good sign. What are you doing? I might be able to see out there from the room. No, I can't. Dr. Tippets, what are you doing? Oh, I don't want to lose my window. Where would be a good place to observe his behavior? Right, let's just tail behind. He seems a little preoccupied.
We're going to take care of you.
Yep, just checking this hallway. Oh, I've not seen you go up here before. Usually you work outside by the tents with Nurse Brannigan. Where, oh where are you going?
I cannot enter.
Bugger. I get outside, maybe I can get to a vantage point. It's the locked door up here, isn't it? Right. Let's get outside and around quickly. Should be. Hello. Oh no. Are you self-medicating?
Damn it! Why is this so difficult every time? That is better. That is better. I will make it through one more night.
Oh, you are self-medicating stimulants to yourself. No, no, this isn't gonna do. Oh, I need to confront him on that right away. He's putting himself and everyone in danger. We can't have another doctor collapse. That really is just gonna tip this hospital over the edge. Right, Dr. Tippets. We've lost Nurse Crane through reasons which are pretty obvious. Dr. Tippets.
Good evening, Dr. Tippets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
No, I'm afraid I've got some pretty bad news to share. I saw you taking drugs.
I know you're taking drugs, CORCORAN. Why take such a risk?
I need it to endure the long shifts. We have no idea how long the epidemic will last. We can't let it win.
It's irresponsible. This is truly irresponsible. You still need rest. You're going to kill yourself, and that's not going to help solve the epidemic.
For God's sake, what are you thinking? How can you be so irresponsible?
Irresponsible? I am devoted to my work. I am doing this for all the patients who need our help. I cannot abandon them.
This isn't the right way to go around it. At all. Does Nurse Brannigan know about this? Oh, where were you? Let's circle back. Medical checkup. It says you're healthy, but you're clearly not. What can you tell me about recent events in the hospital?
Can you tell me anything about the recent commotion in the hospital?
It's a tragedy, pure and simple. The hospital is meant to be a safe haven to all. We failed the people who trusted us with their care.
Do you think I should not have brought Mr. Hampton back here?
It's not your fault. You rescued that poor soul. It was the Christian thing to do. But we should have noticed his instability.
Well, that instability kind of just grew. It wasn't that he was unstable when we brought him here. Something's clearly changed him. Catalyst to his transformation, maybe, to become a skull? I'll leave you be for now.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippets.
Stay off the drugs. You're just going to hurt yourself. Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
I don't take any joy in this, but are you aware Tippets has a problem with drugs?
Tell me, nurse, did you know Dr. Tippets was addicted to medication?
I suspected this behavior for some time, but never dared to ask him about it. Until the day he confessed to me.
Oh? He confessed to you? I know he thinks a lot of you, but I'm surprised he would out his behavior.
Why would he confess to you about his addiction, Nurse Brannigan?
Don't you know you doctors can't hide anything from a nurse? We're always there. even if you don't notice us.
Do you consider yourselves
Sinister.
confessors, Nurse Brannigan?
I wouldn't dare, Dr. Reed. But I'm intrigued. How did you discover Dr. Tippett's secret?
What can I say? I seem to have a knack for discovering secrets.
Definitely
and for
didn't.
hiding them as well.
Everyone's entitled to a secret or two. Don't give me that look. It's just that when these secrets are, you know, potentially harming the patients at this hospital, it's, you know, falls into my realm of care. Are you not worried about Dr. Tippets? Did you try convince him to stop?
Do you approve of his addiction?
Of course I don't approve. But I understand he needs it to fight the exhaustion. Let's hope he'll stop injecting himself once the epidemic is over.
And how long will that take?
Then we'll have to convince him to stop. I believe he's still in control of his addiction, for now. But we must remain vigilant.
Vigilant we shall. I trust you to keep an eye on him and come to me then. I do want to solve the mystery of the people arguing by the stairs before I leave for the docks. Is something triggered what happened? I'd like to know. Let's see. Let's go meet our colleague out here, the grave robber. Do you see anything?
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
About recent events, do you see anything?
Can you tell me anything about recent events in the hospital?
Oh, goodness me. This whole story is such a shame, sir. I have no idea how it happened.
What are you talking about?
Poor Miss Jones. Her body is missing. Someone stole it.
I mean, I know the body is missing, but did you see the body?
Miss Jones's body has gone missing.
Yes. The body was brought here this morning.
Oh.
And now it's gone.
Oh, no. Oh, hang on a minute. No. If the father, the saint of the East End, if he was bit and is now contagious and, you know, turned into a Scarl himself, and now he's bitten Miss Jones, is she going to be a Scarl too? Oh, I think this plague is evolving. Who do you think could have stolen a body? Is there any reason why a body could have been stolen?
Who could have stolen a corpse?
That's exactly what I asked myself for the whole day. Who could do such a thing? These are terrible and shameful times, Dr. Reed.
You say that, but you've no qualms robbing from the bodies. Alright, what have you got? I can't believe I'm going to endorse this.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
I'm sure you are. I mean, it's not really anything. I don't really have anything to sell either, do I? Pills I want to dismantle. Yeah, I have nothing to sell. Yeah, excuse me. Somebody did mention something about the morgue, though. Didn't they? Oh, I do need to go by the pharmacy still. Can do that, hopefully. Maybe those two are arguing. Hopefully I can do that soon. You need a treatment for a headache, which I do have, I believe. Yes, I do, right. Milton.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Doing the best I can. What do you know about recent events?
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Someone killed Miss Jones in her room, and Mr. Hampton's gone missing. Doesn't take a genius to piece it together.
You don't seem shocked by any of this.
Why should I be? Whoever did this must be long gone by now. And besides, he got rid of the old bag.
You really didn't like her. Well, I could do with some handle... Oh, lead rods, that's it. Let's trade.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
You don't have any metal rods. Milton shotgun. Nah, I'm good. I don't need that.
I thought last summer's epidemic was different.
The hospital, now that I look at it from back here, there is a lot of work being done to one of the wings. Maybe it was hit by a bomb. I assume it's been hit by a bomb. It'd explain why I can't get upstairs into many of the other parts of the hospital. If there was... Who have I not spoken to? I've spoken to the nurse. Or the nurse is Brannigan and Hawkins. I've spoken to all of the doctors aside from Strickland and the other one. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I'm sure somebody mentioned the morgue. After I talk to those two, I might go just have a quick visit downstairs. Normally I can find those two individuals. I thought I saw somebody else. Oh. Oh, okay, no. I thought for a moment Lady Ashbury didn't have a presence in my vampire senses, but she definitely does. ACKROYD, that's it. Dr. ACKROYD?
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Yes, you say that, but I need to ask. About recent events in the hospital, what do you know?
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Nothing like this would have happened if we'd had enough staff and proper shifts.
So you don't think the blame is ours?
We all hold fast here, Dr. Reed. Our methods may differ, but we are all trying to make a difference.
I think this would have happened regardless of how many staff we had on. Right, goodbye.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
And you.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I just want to know what you saw of recent events.
Can you tell me anything about the recent commotion in the hospital?
I'm sure it was not your fault, Dr. Reed.
My fault?
Excuse
what
you?
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. It's just... I heard it was you who brought the murderer inside our walls. But you couldn't know, could you?
So you trying to lay the blame subtly at my feet for this? You're right, I couldn't have known.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
What a blundering idiot.
Oh. You, did you see anything, sir?
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
You're still waiting on your surgery.
Any news about my operation?
Well, sadly not, but about recent events.
Please, tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital.
I heard Miss Jones call for help from her bedroom. There were some loud noises, like people fighting. All of a sudden, it went quiet. And then the nurse started screaming.
Do you know who the nurse was?
Not sure, but I think it was Nurse Hawkins.
It was Hawkins. That matches up with what she said. Alright, thank you.
Bye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I'll never...
And it was you two in here. How are you holding up?
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
I'm going to ask you about recent events in the hospital.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
I had shouting coming from the first floor. I was asleep when it started.
From the first floor? You heard an argument upstairs.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
He's doing alright, I think, more or less. What have you heard about recent events?
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
It's a disgrace. How on earth can patients be attacked in their own rooms?
I mean, it doesn't really... Can't really go around saying, oh, it's a skull. Somebody's turning into a vampire.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Take care of yourselves. I might just go check the room again. There isn't anything else in here. Right, first floor. Because that's the second person who said they heard arguing coming from hang on a minute. The only other person up here at all times seems to be our good friend, Dr. Swansea. Edgar, is there anything else you can tell me?
If you don't mind, I have a few questions.
I'd be delighted to help you if I'm able.
No, you're not willing to tell me anything else.
Thank you, Edgar.
I don't know if that mystery is solvable. Or maybe it'll be relevant later. There's definitely no one and nothing else. Yeah, most assuredly not.
It needs water.
I mean, I've got a tap over there. I'm pretty sure I could save that flower. Alright, down we go. Careful. Let's go see the gentleman over at the end of the dock here, or the end of the canal. Maybe they saw something. Newton!
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. You doing your rounds as usual?
More or less. It doesn't seem like you've seen anything, though. I'll leave you be.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
You, Oswald.
Good evening.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Can't talk to you about anything else either. Here, I've got a medicine for you.
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
That's alright, but I believe you have a headache, and taking this, it would help ease that little pain you have.
I'm certain you have your reasons, but let me assure you, I'm not like other doctors you may have consulted with.
It is true. You risked your life to save me, after all. It would be impolite to refuse your counsel.
Here, take this once a day.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
Please do. Now. I should... Oh, I destroyed a crate. I should be able to get to the pharmacy via the canal, if I can find that crossing again. It's just over here, isn't it? Oh, there's a skull. You can see through me as well. Right. See if we can stun him at least. Give me a drink. Here we go. My armor. Oh. Lock you up. Ow. I want to get my stake away. Or out, rather. My gun away. No. Okay. No, this is going badly. Whoa, hang on a minute, you bugger. Right, unleash. Not taking any chances. Heal. Come up. Heal again. Right. Stun. Have a drink. Get my blood. Armor up. Oh, sugar. Oh, come on. Get off me. Oh, for flip's sake. This is a toughie. I'd have taken a long way around if I knew you were down here. Easy. Let's have another sip. It's going to be death by 1,000 cuts, so be it. Ow. Come on, stamina. That's it. Down you go. Come on. Come on. Yes. Deary me. Oh, not how I wanted that to start. Hello. Did I come under here last time? There's a few shillings, I'll have them. Alright, the pharmacy is round the corner, is it not? Yeah. Level 16, level 14. God, Can I just sneak in? No, definitely not. Come on. Let's have a bite. I need to get rid of this one before I take care of the named one. God, he's quick. Hey, buddy. Your eyes. Oh, you're like that other gentleman I fought in the morgue. Oh, speaking of the morgue, I forgot to go there. Give me a sit. Another one of these. There we go. Oh, snap. Okay, I'm not totally immune then. Protected. Sugar. He resists. Oh, he resists so much. Sugar. No. Have another sip of blood. Back. Heal. Armor. Blip. He's not too tough, but he's a slippery one. Come on. Have another bite. Stay still. He resisted it. Down, boy. Oh, come on. There we go. Didn't expect that one. Ow. Oh, you flipping. Hang on a minute. Come on. You just glide across the floor and it's like you're not even hitting me. Have another one of these. There we go. Voila. Stay down. Ordered by Dr. Thoreau Strickland, Pembroke Hospital. List of substances and ingredients. Medical opium, sodium hypochlorite, potassium permanganate. I can't really pronounce these very well.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
No, I think we're going to be backing Dr. ACKROYD on this surgery. Right, well that's one task down, and we're halfway to the docks. So if I can take a right, head down here, should be relatively straightforward. Those are vampire hunters. Let's take this. Of course it wasn't going to be straightforward though. Shadow up. Let us avoid anyone who might be able to see through me. We all clear? Yes, we are. Are we? Ah, yes. Okay, they're not vampire hunters.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this garden. Something, sweetie. My guess is they're recruiting.
What's happened here?
In the meantime, the boys are waiting for us.
Oh, not bartender Tom.
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
We never would with you.
Whatever do you mean?
Not a drop of blood left in his body.
He's right.
This is the work of a vampire.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story.
A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence. Then
I think I
vanishes.
dealt with that one.
Teeth, claws, murders by night. Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady.
I don't think you're equipped to deal with whatever the sewer dog is. I'd best speak with you.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
I think talking to him's a strange activity.
ICHABOD Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
Self-proclaimed.
Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Closer than you
Mr.
might think.
Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
I don't think you're a lunatic for howling at the moon. I just think you're a lunatic for thinking you know what you're doing. Personal question. I don't want to mention Sean Hampton to him just yet. Tell me about your life in London. Do you frequent this neighborhood?
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
So, our friend Jack is the man on the floor then. What about your work? You're a vampire hunter, you say.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
Incredibly.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
Honestly, I'm surprised you've not been bitten already. How would you identify a vampire if you saw one?
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
I'm not sure you have. Anything I could do to help you, maybe? I mean, if I'm looking like I'm keen to help, I'll throw him off the scent if he ever thinks I'm a vampire.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires?
I do have better things to do.
Dogs?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
Could I just not do that? Seems a bad idea to do that. What about personal questions? Ooh, that's a point. You don't seem like the normal Guard of Pruin that I see lurking around, that's for sure.
Have you heard of the Guard of Pruin?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
You've not chosen to join. Yeah, you hunt alone.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
With a vampire, maybe, but not with the scars. Are you tempted to join the Guard?
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
They are really just a militia. I'm actually looking for somebody. I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Have you seen him tonight?
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really?
Night asylum?
Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
Okay, I respect the refusal. I respect you standing by your principles.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Really? That poor guy. I don't know how that might complicate things, but it might be relevant. Who could help me find Sean Hampton?
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
Okay, I met Tom before. I'm looking a darn sight more respectable now. Nothing else I can talk to you about. I'll leave you be.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.